We're all looking at the same thing. Thank you for joining us for another perspective from the Sag Nasty If Anybody Asks Me podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment. For more videos, please subscribe to the channel. Or don't. Just sit back, say nothing, do nothing, and watch as we bare our souls to you. We got it from here. Sag Nasty.
People that can really call each other and know exactly what the other one went through or is going through because we started battling when we were 14.
Yeah. So when we get into high school, you also meet Charles Rogers at that time, and I would imagine most people who would meet him would say, "Uh-oh, that's my Scott Mackey. There's no way I'm beating that guy." But I never felt like, I did feel like you had felt defeated, but you didn't give up. What is the mentality when you're running against a guy who you're super fast and suddenly you see someone just fly by you like that?
Well, I knew
Sophomore year, especially, and then junior year a little bit.
First of all, Charles Rogers, the death of him still hurts me a lot. It really affected me. It opened my eyes. Again, having that relationship and when his passing and me realizing that I could die, he could die, he was everything, you know what I'm saying? And a very close friend of mine. And really, as far as football goes, he would be whereas I was as well to each other. We're the only two people that can really call each other and know exactly what the other one went through or is going through because we started battling when we were 14 in football.
Mm-hmm.
and had very similar success, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So sometimes there's conversations I could have with you, Daryl, but you wouldn't really be able to grasp it. Just like there's conversations you would have with me that another professor or another author would know, but I just couldn't understand.
Yeah, no, there's no offense. I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So Rogers was always a guy where we were, we knew we could really understand each other. And one of the greatest, again, and I'll say this till I'm gone, one of the greatest natural athletes ever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could do anything,
mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I remember, my warm-up was 45 minutes before the 100. And, they're going last call. And, he's in his Monte Carlo drinking hot chocolate, and he gets out literally touches his toes once or twice. All right, Stu, hey man, good luck. And boom, without any preparation, you know what I'm saying? It was just.
Yeah, but in those days, he's sunning you. What makes you think you can beat the father in that situation? By sophomore year, he's sunning everyone. And he's proved it. He won the states.
I think he just it was just what he did. I don't think he even thought about it.
I know. No, sunning you in a way is you shouldn't think that you can beat this guy. But eventually you do. Why would you even think that you could compete with that guy? Were you trying to beat him? Maybe that's a question I'm asking.
Well, see, there was always a mutual respect there because after our freshman year when we played and he got stabbed.
Yeah.
By a barbecue fork by a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know him personally, but we competed against each other. So I knew him that way. And I remember I was down at my dad's gym. And I don't know if I was talking to Mike Mathis or Cruz or my dad or whatever. And we were talking about Rogers. They said, Stu, did you hear about Rogers? I said, no, what happened? He goes, well, he's in the hospital. He got stabbed and punctured a lung. I said, what the fuck, And I said, well, they said he's actually right up at Saginaw General, which is right up West Michigan.
Yeah, really close. Yeah, right across the street, basically.
Yeah. Actually, where I was born, and actually, Serena Williams was born.
Yeah,
Kenyon Martin was born there. Yep.
Some great people.
My son was born there.
And your son was born there.
Anyways, so I said, I should go up there and see how he's doing, And they're like, yeah, go up there. And, so I went down to the hospital and I pulled up and I went to the front desk. I said, hey, I'm here to see Charles Rogers. And they said, well, does he know you're coming? I said, I don't think he does. He said, well, let me call up and see if he's, if he's wants any guests or whatever, So I heard, ding, and hey, hello. And she says, Mr. Rogers. He goes, yeah. He goes, there's a visitor down here to see you. And he's like, who is it? And he said, Mr. Schweiger. He goes, oh man, send that motherfucker up.
Yeah.
So I went up and right away it was just,
Yeah.
Stu, man. And I said, hey, I just wanted to come in and check out what the fuck was going on, dude. And we just became close and I went and saw him at his house and we established that relationship and we had that mutual respect. And I guarantee you there was no way that he wanted to get beat by a white dude. It makes it a little more, the stress of me beating him, it was like people expected me to lose, right? People didn't expect me to win. People expected him to win. So really, if you think about it, he had probably more pressure on him than even I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't, no one thought I had a chance of winning. So every time he's probably thinking like, dude, because I would always be ahead.
Your start got better and better. Exactly.
Right at the end, he'd always push out. And I'm thinking, it wasn't like he's out. I mean, he had
at the beginning, sophomore year, he was out though. But as junior year and senior year, you were always in the lead every time after that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking sophomore year, yeah.
So what that's the thing though, is he knew football wise, we knew each other. And then he knew I was athletic and fast and obviously seeing all that stuff. But did he think that I could beat him? Probably not. But I think he knew, and I knew how hard we worked and how serious we took it and the technicians that we were and our preparation and our training. He knew if he were not to have one of his best races, I would get him. You see, you know what I mean? Like he knew, and I knew that
maybe not what he knew. You knew that.
Yes.
So you didn't look at him as like impossible. I guess because you're having those starts over and over, you're getting more and more confidence. Because there was one time, even late in our years, that like there was like the 4x1. He came up on you one time. It's like, this guy is crazy.
4x2. I didn't mean
4x2. Yeah, sorry, not 4x1. 4x2 was even more time to come up on you.
My junior year, when I won the 100, I was going to win the 200. I was out that day. I was gone, and I remember I cramped up and I limped across.
I think you were going to run a better 200 than your 100.
I still got third with limping. And then remember, that was, you're like, Stuart, can you run the 4x4? I couldn't do it. And we would have won states. And like, I think Dino ran or someone else ran. And you were so like, I remember you're like, Stuart, we can win this race. And I'm like, damn, fuck, I can't run in it.
Oh, I don't remember.
I can't run in it. Because I won the 100 and then we finished second in the 4x2. It was very close.
No, I saw you go out in the 2 and I said, I already knew. I said, oh, wow. Because
we would have smashed the 400.
He had a different running form. And I was like, oh, you went into sand mode in the 200. You were running better in the 2 than the 100.
I had that confidence going, I'm the man now. You got to come get me.
Yeah. What is it? Because you won 100?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I just felt great. And
you came out so well.
And I remember though, again, in the state of Michigan, we had 8 races, we had the prelims for the 1 and 2, the semis for the 1 and 2, the finals for the 1 and 2, the 4x2, and then the last race is the 4x4. So, and again, it was a hot day and it was more of a cramp, but I felt so bad. One, that I could have won the 200, but more of not being able to run that 400.
I don't remember being that affected by it, but yeah, that was a fun race.
That was our race.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think we lost once or twice our whole career in that race. And I just remember you're like, Stuart, please, and I'm just like, there's just no, it's gonna be terrible. I just can't do it. I just can't.
I don't remember.
Because I had been hurt one time in football, in high school, one time in college, one time in pros. Like we never got hurt.
Mhm.
So I don't think like there would be no like you never had seen me ever not do anything.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So like
Mhm.
I don't to even me it just didn't seem like, dude, what are you talking like? Come on,
Mhm.
you can go. And I'm just like, I actually fucking can't, man. And it was like one of those first times where I was just like, I couldn't actually like do something. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Where
Mhm.
I couldn't like get through it, which fucking it sucked, dude. You know, it sucked. It sucked
Yeah.
bad.